Shadow of a doubt leads to being left out. It's Rhyme and Reason 892.
Here's your rhyme and reason. Oh, yeah.
Hey there, Tony here, and you're probably not going to like this, but I got to tell you, you are quite a mess. I know you are. I know you are. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I know you are. And I know because it's a human condition. It's bad choices and a strong tendency towards selfishness, that kind of stuff. And the trouble is, there's no cure for it because, as a whole, humans don't tend to learn from their mistakes. Yeah, we don't know our history, so we're probably doomed to repeat it. So here are 3 ways that I know this beyond a shadow of a doubt. All right, you ready for this? Number 1 is truth. Okay, I know that's not gray enough for a lot of people, but truth, the control freaks cast shadows on the truth. Truth is their mortal enemy. So they have to pound out lies, and they do it with consistent resolve. I'll give them that. They have to do it until truth becomes nothing more than a cloudy concept. Truth becomes whatever you make of it, or whatever's right in your own mind. Nazis believed all you had to do to twist a lie into the truth was just tell one that's big enough and keep repeating it and say it loudly, and people will eventually just consider that to be the truth. And that's what happened with them, of course. And this happens all around you every day, everywhere, and all you got to do is pay attention. So that's number 1, truth. Number 2 is morality. Oh no, there's another tough one, right? This is another area under constant attack by anybody and everybody who wants to justify their own behavior, and you've seen a lot of that, I'm sure. When you reduce right and wrong to, whatever's right in your own minds, as I mentioned before, you're going to produce a culture where anything goes, and I think you can see anything goes these days, pretty much everywhere in the world, and then everything goes out the window. Who knows where it might all lead? Well, we do kind of have an idea, but I'll leave that for later. You might even find adults killing babies. Yeah, you might see that. Well, that couldn't happen here in America, right? So let's don't think about that right now. Let's go shopping or something, okay? That's the first 2, truth and morality. And number 3 is property. Yeah, once people realized way, way, way back when that they could vote the money away from the wealthy and into their own pockets, then the proverbial and political genie was out of the bottle, so to speak. So politicians run for office and they win using promises based on redistribution of wealth. Yeah, they make those promises. We're going to take this money over here that you didn't earn, and we're going to give it to you for doing things, basically for doing nothing. We'll even do it for that. And it's not just wrong, it's evil because it destroys lives. But who cares, right? That's just the way things are, the status quo. I'm going to get mine as long as the getting's good, okay? Where do we sign up, right? Okay, here's a musical version of what I think about it. I'll be right back.
Take the truth and lock it up and throw away the key. Winds of change are blowing loud and dance with destiny. Blur the face of love and sex and say it's all okay. Tell the child it's just a choice and melt her soul away. Nothing's sacred anymore. Can't we learn from mistakes when they cut to the core? Nothing's sacred anymore. And should we be surprised since we've opened that dark wide door? Ain't nothing sacred anymore. say yes to love. Keep the peace, divide the wealth, the vision ate of song. Hedge the bets and ride the fence, the middle road secure. Then one day you're head to head with all you must endure. Nothing sacred anymore. Can't we learn from mistakes when they cut to the core? Nothing sacred anymore. And should we be surprised since we've opened that dark wide door? Nothing sacred anymore. More space and time, more would be sublime. Someone else can pay, long as I get mine today. Nothing sacred anymore. Mistakes when they cut to the core. Nothing sacred anymore. And should we be surprised since we've opened that door? Nothing sacred anymore. Can't we learn from mistakes when they cut to the core? Nothing sacred anymore. And should we be surprised since we've opened that dark wide door? Ain't nothing sacred anymore. Ain't nothing sacred anymore. There ain't nothing sacred anymore. There ain't nothing sacred. Ain't nothing sacred anymore. Ain't nothing sacred anymore.
Thankfully, even though nothing's sacred anymore, here on the planet anyway, we do have something sacred that we have to look forward to, and that's eternal life with God. Jesus made that possible, and he is the way, the only way, and he's the truth, and he's the life, and no man or woman gets to heaven except going through him. I recommend if you haven't done that, do it today. You may not have tomorrow. And that does it for this episode of the Rhyme and Reason podcast. Go over to TonyFunderburk.com if you haven't already, and jump on the Rhyme and Reason bandwagon, where you'll get free stuff right away, and from time to time, that doesn't even show up here in the podcast. So that website again is TonyFunderburk.com. That's TonyFunderburk.com. Just type in your email and jump on the Rhyme and Reason bandwagon, and you'll hear from me soon. Till then, thanks for tuning in, and as always, remember, life has rhyme and reason because God made you.